Hey forum, my name is Manny, aka CascadeScents. Welcome to another video. As you see by the title, this one is on your assumptions about me. Yes, the most indulgent video idea for me ever. But I figured I'd jump in on the fun. A number of creators in the fragrance community have already jumped in on this tag / video idea that has been kind of plaguing YouTube for the last couple years. So yeah, why not join in on the fun? So hopefully I can connect the dots for some of y'all if you want to have certain things confirmed and or whatnot. So yeah, we'll see what I got. Firstly, if you don't know already, I got some of these answers from you guys, whether it's been on my YouTube channel community pane and or the CascadeScents Facebook fragrance forum and or the CascadeScents Instagram. So I'll have links in the description below to all of those places, but again, follow me at CascadeScents pretty much everywhere else. But yeah, we might as well get to some of these. So firstly, here on Instagram, Casino High Roller. I wish I need a better job for that. You have a well-paying job. I used to have a well-paying job, but COVID-19 is undefeated. Yeah, I work in sales. RIP. You travel to perfume exhibitions, meet other people who miss you. Yes, my good friend Nadia sent me this one. She is a good friend of mine. We met in Cannes at the event Tax Free World Association in 2019. Her and her friend Yana were really nice to me. It's always fun to get out and not so much be a product of your environment. Meet really awesome people you wouldn't have met otherwise and or stiff perfume that you wouldn't have smelled otherwise as well. So yeah, double whammy. Again, miss you too, ladies. I assume you have smelled every fragrance on this planet. Again, I try to. I go to these events and whatnot, but at the end of the day, there's just way too many releases that you cannot keep up with. So definitely not, although sometimes I do wish. You can give your friends free colognes. I mean, I can, but I won't. Informative and the only Asian to do fragrance hobby for all to see. Kudos. Firstly, thank you. I try to be informative. Yeah, heritage-wise, I am Filipino, but believe it or not, there's a bunch of fellow Filipino people who also do this too, and I actually did a video with them when I was in the Mall of Asia in the Philippines 3 years ago. So if you guys are interested in that video, I'll also leave that in the description below or somewhere on the screen. You play Dota. Now this is the biggest Filipino stereotype on the internet of all time. Besides the fact that we are super nice and or we often grow up to become nurses and they ship us out to pretty much every country on earth. Like, other than that, the biggest stereotype if you are a Filipino male is that you play Dota, and I do not play Dota. Nothing against the game, I'm just more into fighting games myself. Kind of grew up into arcades, so that's really never left me. You feel the need to keep up with all the new releases. Apparently not as much, mainly because this channel has never been really focusing on what's new and whatnot, although I'd like to at least talk about certain things that are new. It's just really hard for me to do so because I live in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, so getting access to stuff ASAP isn't always the easiest thing to do in my country. There are certain brands that I feel like we receive sooner than the USA, but not all the time, and again, more often than not, no. And even if I could, I don't really consider myself a perfume critic or reviewer as much as maybe some of the other guys on this platform or some of the other girls. I seldom do reviews on this channel. I just like to entertain and sometimes educate if possible, if again this is something you're into. So again, I hope you are enjoying the show. You don't wear pants when you film, LMAO. No, I definitely wear pants when I film, but more like pajama pants, shorts, something like that. I mean, I'm indoors, I'm trying to look presentable for y'all, but I need to be comfy at the same time, so you really don't need to see down there. That you'd be really easy to get along with IRL and have really unique and cool style. Well, firstly, thank you so much. That is so flattering. I definitely think I'd be easier to get along with IRL just because I think you'd be able to feel maybe the warmth from me, if that makes any sense, as far as some of the more abrasive things I might say that you are perhaps used to on this channel. Like, I genuinely don't think I'm mean and or mean unwell. And I think most people who actually know me IRL would tell you that too. And as far as really unique and cool style, I try my best. Usually I'm kind of bumming and whatnot, but I decided to do something different for y'all, so hope you guys enjoy this. You love gay men. Oh, good lord. No, I'm afraid I'm not gay. Sorry if I'm disappointing anyone right now. Actually, I quite happily identify as that you make money out of it. Sorry, LOL. Yeah, I definitely do make money from this. Of course, I'm part of the AdSense partnership program, so that's always fun to be able to reap a check from Google once a month based on how often you guys view me and for how long, among other things. And of course, I get the occasional sponsorship dollar here whenever I can. That being said, when it comes to specifically taking sponsorship money from a specific fragrance brand themselves and or designer, that I will simply refuse to do, unless they would let me completely be honest about what take I want to deliver, but of course that's almost never going to be the case. So hashtag no shill zone up in here. You feel pressure to make your content appeal to everyone. Apparently not enough, just because a lot of what people want on this channel is more reviews featuring girls in them, or new releases, which I lamented I can't really get on as much, or perhaps covering the who's who of designers. And yeah, I guess I just really don't do that, but I'd like for my content to appeal to everyone who it's remotely interesting by any chance. But yeah, regardless, anyone who decides to do YouTube seriously, just know that it is not easy. Yes, have the most fun out of it. Yes, make the most out of it. But what I'd recommend doing is sticking to your most ardent niche and basically do what makes them happy, but at the same time try to bring people in simultaneously in ways that won't compromise what people already watch you for. So I guess I'm still trying to find that to a certain extent. That being said, one of the things I have to keep doing is to make videos consistently, which of course I haven't been doing for one reason or another. No excuses though, the best kind of ability is availability, so let me try to correct that throughout the rest of 2021 for you. You love basketball. Definitely do, again, as evidenced by my Filipino heritage, as well as the Jordans and other sneakers I have behind me. Heart hentai. Nah, afraid not. That's not me. Not at all. I mean, if that's you, do your thing. I just like my girls real, that's all. You're a great soulmate. Thumbs up. Again, I try to be. I don't think I'm a bad person. But yeah, in retrospect, there's like one thing I subconsciously try to remind myself of whenever I'm introducing myself to people or I'm trying to make a impression, is to be the person that I'd want to grab a drink with. To be that kind of person. So outgoing, conversational, open to talking about a plethora of topics, experiencing life in some of the best ways, and yeah, simply not being mean. Unless I need to be, but it is what it is. But yeah, thank you. Again, very flattering. Again, moving on to some of my Facebook responses. If you aren't already a part of the CascadeScents Fragrance Forum, again, I'll leave a link to it in the description below, so here we go. The first one's from Alex, that you don't wear 95% of your collection. Now here's where someone couldn't be more wrong. After all, at the end of my videos, I always say, hashtag wear your fragrances. And I genuinely mean that because I really don't want to see fragrances outliving people. The very fabric of how a fragrance works is to be this short yet awesome journey for however many hours it's going to last on you. And then you hit that shit again and again and again, or you hit this one again and again and again. They're not like wines, they don't get better with age. As a matter of fact, there are versions of fragrances that so happen to go pretty rancid. For example, I have a 17-year-old bottle of Silver Mountain Water by Creed, and that shit sucks. I want to say it went rancid at least 7 years ago. Mind you, you can experience a slow burn of fragrance throughout your life and whatnot, but admittedly, there are other things that kind of perpetuate timelessness a little bit more proficiently, maybe with something more visual like style or watches. But to me, fragrance is an approachable luxury that is, for lack of a better term, hit it and quit it. So again, I try to get my rotations in for just about every fragrance I have. That being said, if this Alex sounds familiar, she's been on my channel recently. You can find our last video somewhere here on the screen and or again in the description below. From Michael, no assumptions, what you see is what you get, keep doing you. Hey, again, really flattering stuff here. Thank you so much, brother. Again, I try. My good friend Leela here, you know your shit. Leela, again, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Hopefully I will have you on the channel one day. But yeah, that's another thing. I kind of talk about what I personally have a lot of experience with, so a lot of stuff I own. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm speculating and I'm really not into that. Not as much as at least informing you with something that is my personal findings. Jeremiah, well, I trust your opinion on Another 13. It better be good. Firstly, thank you so much. Another 13 is definitely very good. But what do you mean it better be good? Bro, you don't have to blind buy it. I'm pretty adamant about my no blind buy stance. I know, unfortunately, that's kind of the only option we have right now, given the pandemic in most areas of the world. But yeah, there are ways getting around blind buying, you know, a full presentation, perhaps getting a travel size to begin with and or some samples. I mean, sure, we as creators and or critics or reviewers will tell you if something is worth it in our eyes or not, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't test drive the car for yourself. We may emphasize what's good, what's bad, but at the end of the day, before making your mind beforehand, you actually have to try it out. So please, if you can, no one really needs fragrance at the end of the day, just try before you buy. Anyway, moving on to some YouTube responses now. Here we have Rich Mitch. Only the toughest of men could wear that Britney hoodie. I mean, I'd like to think that I'm pretty handy and about if need be. But yeah, Britney Spears for the win. What can I say? The King of Games. CascadeScents is a bougie metrosexual who wears feminine fragrances and doesn't give a F that he doesn't smell masculine. Yeah, to a certain extent, I don't think you always have to put a gender on fragrances, but even in my mind, I would subconsciously, and that's why I would reach for certain fragrances. And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that either. Just wear what makes you happy for whatever reason. Thank you about the bougie part though. Really appreciate that. Ryan T, a kid with a great voice who's passionate about fragrances and dresses metrosexual or is probably bi. Firstly, thank you so much for the voice. That's something that I definitely used to get complimented on a lot when I was using this condenser mic a lot in my earlier content, but here I am whipping it out again for this video. And again, I try my best with whenever I feel like dressing a certain way. About the probably bi part though, again, I'm actually classic Johnny now. This is a fun idea. Based on the Nomos, you're probably subscribed to TGV or Teddy Baldessar. 2, you wear Teddy Fresh, so you're a meme lord. 3, the shoe collection says you're a hype beast. 4, you introduced a tier list to the fragrance community, which was originally done by game-focused channels, so you probably have played a few too many rounds of Call of Duty or PUBG. 5, based on the above, most of your interests are pulled from or influenced by YouTubers across many genres. Was I close? Very good, Johnny. Very, very good. Definitely into watches, and in a lot of ways way better value there in comparison to fragrances. A few of my other favorites include Jenny L, as well as Federico Talks Watches, Mark and Jack, Watch Eric, Marka Bauer, Roman Scharf, Adam Swords, and producer Michael whenever they decide to do watch content, Theo and Harris, Long Island Watch. A lot of really solid channels out there, yeah. As far as number 2, being a meme lord, being into Teddy Fresh, yeah, I'm a fan of H3H3, hashtag Vape Nation. I'll even vape, but I think that's funny, hashtag Papa Bless. If you know, you know, their community is way bigger than mine will ever be. 3, on my shoe collection, I wouldn't say I'm a hype beast actually. I rarely go after pieces that are that inflated. Like I almost never buy above retail when it comes to buying sneakers in general, so I would say that makes me not a hype beast. But I definitely have some of my favorite pieces behind me, so it is what it is. Number 4, when it comes to tier lists, yeah, I love gaming personally, but not the kinds you mentioned. Again, I'm mainly into fighting games, and if I'm correct, I believe our community started the tier list format, which other gaming communities have since adopted, including the FPS genres that you mentioned. And then of course I've since adopted that into the fragrance community, so I hope you guys have been having some fun with some of my favorite videos to make here. And number 5, as far as my influences being from everywhere, that is definitely very accurate. Anyway, next one from Old Man River 78. I assume you need to wear your Pelly more and give us a video about your collection and the fragrances that match your pieces. If you guys really want to see this kind of video, give me a thumbs up and tell me in the comments, please. I personally think it'd be a lot of fun. I'm just not sure how much interest there is for doing this, so giving this video a like will be a surefire way for me to gauge that interest. Part of why I don't wear the Pelly as much is because I'm so in love with my Grand Seiko SBGA 211, aka the Grand Seiko Snowflake. That's kind of been my daily watch, but to be fair, in some way, shapes, or form, the Pelagos is definitely a superior watch, especially with the lume and the depth rating in case I feel like going swimming in the cold with it, or diving rather perhaps. But yeah, overall I'd say that my taste when it comes to watches, I think, is kind of like my fragrance taste, a little offbeat. Regardless of the style or the genre, I just feel like there's, you know, charm in the taste that I pick. They're quite quirky. So yeah, again, love watches. And last but not least, here we go with Self Theory, CascadeScents. I have one for you. My assumption about you is you never settle or compromise your values for anything or anybody. You're a class act. Eventually they'll get the picture. Wow, this might be the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me, to be honest. And yeah, this person clearly understands where I'm trying to come from when it comes to presenting the content in the way I do and how I am. Again, it's just trying to keep it a buck with myself and for you guys as well. So if you yourself also value honest and hopefully entertaining and presentable takes on fragrance, among other things, and you want to see more content like this, you want to see more of me, again, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for more if you have yet to. Hopefully you'll feel this shit as much as my man Self Theory does, so that's really, really nice. Thank you, brother. Or you might be a sister, I don't know. But yeah, that about does it for me. Again, thank you for the ongoing support. Thank you for the very enthusiastic responses. Sorry for not getting to everyone's, but rest assured, I do read everyone's responses, and again, I heavily appreciate everything. If you have even more responses that you want to give me, and maybe I do a sequel to this video in the near future, please let me know in the comments section below, and also let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. But yeah, until then, I think that about does it for me. So thank you for the ongoing support as always. Take care for now. Peace out. Bye. My name is Manny. Wear your fragrances.